My name is Angelo, and welcome to We Want Picks. And here at We Want Picks, we break down fights and we give you all the information you could ever need to have fun and make money watching those fights. And here is another way. I am going to walk you through PrizePicks, a daily fantasy prop game that is really fun and gives you a ton of opportunities to make some money playing fantasy props. Go to prizepicks.com and use promo code WWP to get an instant deposit match up to $100. Use that free deposit match, take that money, and play some of these lines. So let me walk you through what PrizePicks is and how it works. So obviously, you go to prizepicks.com, you make a deposit using promo code WWP, and then you log in. And up top, you have all of the different sports. This is every single sport in existence. And each sport offers its own props and fantasy lines. For example, points on these basketball games, how many assists in these games, how many rebounds per player, points plus rebounds plus assists, all sorts of options. But we're an MMA channel. We break down fights and we give you fight picks. So let's look at the options for fights. And this is where I really like PrizePicks. And what really makes it unique is the variety of options here. So the very first option right up top is fight time. So now I can come in and we have a selection of 9 fighters here. And I can say, what's the fight time? 5 minutes for Derek Lewis. Jared Cannonier, 12.5 minutes in his fight. Moicano, 10 minutes in that fight. Ulberg, 7.5. We can look at significant strikes. So we've talked about total strikes. This is significant strikes only. If a line sticks out to you, make a decision. Derek Lewis, 18.5 significant strikes is his line. Andrei Arlovsky, 70.5. But let's take a look at takedown. Takedowns is my absolute favorite here because predicting how many takedowns will be in a fight is much, much easier than some of these other areas. So let's take a look. Sergey Morozov, 2.5. Jeremiah Wells, 1.5. Casey O'Neill, 3. Kyler Phillips, 1.5. Let's go ahead. Ronnie Lawrence is at 4.5. This dude had 12 takedowns in one of his fights, 8 takedowns in another. I'm going to take Ronnie Lawrence and Kyler Phillips, 2 guys who I really think are going to work in some takedowns. And now all I need to do is play the over or the under. Super easy, very familiar process, and I think it is over on both. And now where this gets really cool is I have multiple payout options. I have a flex pay option where if I get both of these correct, I double my money. If I play $10, I get 20. But if I only get one correct, I'll get half my money back. It's not a complete loss. Or I'm very confident. I'm a very confident man. Let's say I know for a fact I'm going to hit both of these. I don't need the insurance. I'm going to hit both of them, and I will 3 times my money. $10 wins me 30. In this case, 20 wins me 60. So let me lock this in. I'm very confident. Let's just do $10 to win 30. I don't need the flex pay option. So we've locked that in, but now let's build a bigger one spanning across multiple categories. And that's what I really like about PrizePicks is the ability to take fight time, marry that with significant strikes, add in some takedowns, and now all of a sudden I know exactly what I want and exactly where I'm going to make my money. So let's build that, and I'll show you just how flexible and incredible this can be. So we're going to take Kyler Phillips because 10 minutes of fight time, I think this goes to a decision. 10 minutes is 2 rounds. I think this fight goes to a decision. So I'm going to say 10 minutes of fight time. We're going to play the more once we get to that section. So let me go ahead and add him. Israel Adesanya is listed at 24.75 minutes. Literally, this is just saying a decision. So if you think this goes to a decision, add it. But if you think it doesn't, the less on this is the biggest no-brainer of all time. So Kyler Phillips, 10 minutes of fight time. Let's take a look at significant strikes. We've got Derek Lewis with a very tricky 18.5 line. Izzy at 97. This is where it gets a little tricky. Significant strikes is very hard to predict, but I do think Derek Lewis will go over that 18.5, which I know sounds ridiculous. Now, if we look at takedowns, we've already played Kyler Phillips. We're not going to play Kyler Phillips. We've already played Ronnie Lawrence. Let's leave Ronnie Lawrence alone. Then we have Renato Moicano. Do I think Renato Moicano is going to take down Alexander the Great more than one time? No, I don't. So let's go ahead and lock this in. We're going to do Kyler Phillips over 10 minutes. Derek Lewis over 18 and a half strikes. Hanato Moicano under 1.5 takedowns. And look at our options here. We have the flex pay option and the power play option. The flex pay, if I get all three of these correct, I 2.25 times my money. Solid payout. But it has insurance built in, because if I only get 2 out of these 3, let's say Derek Lewis lands one punch, fights over, I missed my over, why 1.25 times my money? I still make money, and we only have 3 here. We can add far more than 3, make this much bigger, much more complicated. But again, let's go back to this power play. I made these picks. I'm pretty confident in them as of right now, and that will 5 times my money, 10 to win 50. Let's go ahead and lock that in. And what is just so incredible about PrizePicks is the ability to tie these together. Grab some fight time lines that you love. Grab some significant strike lines that you love. Throw in a few takedown lines. If you want, you can mess with the fantasy score as well. And all of a sudden, you've built yourself your perfect entry, your perfect slate, and you can make some real money having some fun playing daily fantasy prop games. Go to prizepicks.com, use promo code WWP. They will instantly match your deposit, and have some fun here, because there's some real opportunities to find some niches, make some moves, and make something happen. Prizepicks.com, WWP is the promo code.